Showtime.
Hello, baby. Hello, nasty. Hello there. Hello. I say hello. Hello, friend. Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
Hey, what's up? It's episode 161 of The Brink of Sanity. I thought we would have been done at 150, but we just keep going. Sorry, folks.
Jay, wasn't the show canceled? Why are we on the air now?
I don't know. We're stubborn. We're masochists like that.
We are back, and we're going to keep going back and coming back until we are wildly successful.
So it's going to be a while, folks.
And we're going to have to celebrate episode 200, episode 300, and we're going to have a giant party for episode 1,000.
Again, 3,048 when we get up to it.
Yes.
So we got top fives today. We got some voicemails. We got some stories. We got a bunch of stuff going on.
We got a lot of stuff going on. I want to point out one news story. Okay. We're not going to do like top 5 news stories this time, but one news story in particular just made me think about why we shouldn't be, and I don't want to get political at all, but why we shouldn't be in Afghanistan.
Okay.
In Afghanistan, there's a story, and it was a very internationally well-known story. A woman got raped by her cousin. So naturally, there was a severe punishment for, guess who?
The woman.
Yes. Afghanistan, we punish those who are raped, not the rapist. She was punished for being raped, as makes perfect sense. And so she was in jail. They actually made a documentary about it. It was like a really big deal. And so Hamid Karzai, the de facto leader of the country, or president, whatever he is, he pardoned her recently. And so she's going to get out of prison. Great story.
How nice of him.
But they said the expectation, now that she's out of prison, is that she will marry her rapist.
What? Rewind.
Because the rapist got her pregnant, and they think if she got pregnant with someone, she should marry that person, even if that person raped her. So they're asking her to marry her rapist cousin.
Holy crap.
Yes. This is the country. There is no way we're bringing democracy or anything. Like, there's in this country where they think you should marry your cousin who raped you. We're not going to change that culture. We could be there 1,000 years. It'd still be pretty backwards.
Yeah, the only way to get it the way you want is to completely just level the place and rebuild it from scratch, because they're not changing.
We should if we walk out right now, it's not going to be any more messed up than it will be 50 years from now, based on this culture.
That is an amazing story.
But if we do have a lot of listeners in Afghanistan, we'll support the marriage of the. We'll even perform at the ceremony of the marriage of the cousin rapist. But I just wanted to point that story out and mention that I can't even understand it's beyond any kind of logic I would have to understand where they're coming from there.
It sounds like an Onion story.
Yes, that's what it is. It sounds like an Onion story, but it's true, it's real, and you should never, ever go to Afghanistan.
Did you hear about Siri? It's the new iPhone voice assistant thing.
Yeah, I've heard it's kind of fun because you ask it questions and you're like, where can I get a prostitute? And Siri gives you an answer.
Except if you want to find an anti-abortion clinic.
An anti-abortion clinic?
I mean,
that would be great.
Yeah, an abortion clinic.
You know what could be an anti-abortion clinic? The grocery store. You can't get an abortion there.
Yeah, no, that's true. No, abortion clinics. You cannot get an answer from Siri.
My question is, who owns an iPhone and has Siri and is asking Siri for I heard about the story. Who's asking a Siri for an abortion clinic? Siri, find me an abortion clinic.
I don't know. It is funny, though.
The only way you find that out is someone who wanted to see if there was a gripe with it asked that question.
Yeah, I think people were testing it out, but then you ask why Siri is anti-abortion, and it says, I just am.
I mean, it could have been it probably was something where it could be just a quirk in the program where they just don't know how to answer that question, or it was something they left out because they were trying to not be controversial because half this country is insane.
Well, the rest of this article says it'll tell you where there's a strip club, an escort service, and where you could buy marijuana.
Where can you buy marijuana, according to Siri?
I don't know. It just said it will tell you where you might be able to buy marijuana. So maybe it just brings you to, like, alleys and, parks or something.
What if I asked that where could I pray to Islam? Would they tell me where to go?
Afghanistan?
I wonder if Siri just has, like, any kind of political question it just, like, stays away from.
Yeah, that's true.
Where can I test on animals? Can't help you there.
You're in Alabama. Where can I find a Democrat?
Where can I find a transvestite prostitute? Sorry, the escort list is full now. I always think the story is so stupid is because I don't think anyone actually asked for an abortion clinic from Siri. So I don't give a crap if Siri can't tell me where an abortion clinic is.
Yeah, well, would that be the kind of thing you would actually... Well, I don't even know how that works. Do you go to Yelp and you look up reviews? I feel like you wouldn't want to just run into the first abortion clinic you found. Wouldn't you want to do some research?
Well, first off, I think that if they had an abortion clinic, people would be like, well, I asked it, where can I get my retarded baby abortioned? And they won't tell me that. They only tell me where the abortion clinic is.
It's called bungee jumping. It's free. Well, bungee jumping's cheap anyway.
Do you think there are reviews on Yelp like my dead fetus? I barely knew my dead fetus thanks to Bob's Abortion Warehouse.
I didn't even know it was in process, and it was over before I knew it. And what would a bad review be?
The Onion had an article like the creation of like this giant mall, but it was like the giant abortion clinic, where like go get like ice cream and an abortion.
I feel like after an abortion, you probably want an ice cream again.
Yeah. That's not a fun topic.
No, let's move on from that.
Yeah.
Do you want to get into our list, or we got some voicemails too? If you want to hear some of those,
let's hear the voicemails first.
All right, voicemail number 1.
Oh my god, I'm still going to use Fiverr because I am in an experimental music band, and therefore I'm not very popular. So it would be awesome to get people to like me on Facebook and stuff. I've got for some reason, I never use Facebook, but then just today, I got 20 or 30 friend requests, so I started posting statuses and stuff on there. But 20 or 30 isn't very much. And also, I'd really like to do one of the I Will Dance tiers. I'd like to create someone to dance to one of my songs because they're extremely undanceable. They're really, crazy. This is Dylan Brackett on Facebook. Thanks for talking about Fiverr. I can't wait to use it. I can make some extra Skrilla, too.
All right, thanks, Dylan. So he's talking about how he has an experimental band, and he wants to try Fiverr, get more people on his Facebook, and to get somebody to dance to one of his songs. And you could do all that on Fiverr, so good stuff.
Fiverr is an awesome website. Go Fiverr, go.
Now pay us for sponsoring.
We'll take $5 for that advertisement. Thank you for leaving a voicemail. We appreciate voicemails.
Voicemail number 2.
You could tell us about your experimental music in your next. If you want to give us a link to your experimental music, maybe we'll play it on our show.
Voicemail number 2.
Hey, shit, fucker! That was a good news show. I didn't realize the middle was in its third season. Also, none of those things are on Fox. They're all on ABC.
Okay. So that was commenting on our TV stuff. All those shows are fired, so I don't care. But I thought the beginning.
Is our show just the only place people listen to it is like a mental institution?
I thought the beginning of that voicemail was hilarious. So, yep. Thanks you.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for leaving a voicemail. Don't jab yourself with a scissor. Don't. We need listeners.
All right. So moving on. That was our voicemail portion of the show.
Sweet.
Yes. We have a couple of promo codes for our iPhone app.
Oh, sweet.
Yes. So if somebody wants an iPhone app, what should they do to get it? Say, I want it.
download one episode of our show.
How about if you promise to leave a review on the iPhone App Store? We can give you an iPhone app promo code.
Jay, do you hear yourself breaking up?
No, I feel like I'm talking in a non-breaking up manner.
It's like stuttering. It's I am in a non like obviously you're not stuttering, but like it's breaking up. Say something.
I don't think that's happening.
I heard it on my end.
Is it doing whatever. It now? Or is it
what
all
can
fine?
people do for the get a promo code?
Yeah.
How about you send us a top 5 idea that we use on the show?
That sounds like a good one.
There you go.
Send us your top 5 ideas. We use it on the show. You get a promo code for the iPhone app. Bam.
Yeah.
Speaking of top 5, you want to do our top 5?
Yeah, let's do our top 5. So this week for our top 5, Jay and I would like to do a more revealing, in-depth look at ourselves and tell you all why we are the weirdest people you know.
Yeah, so we're doing the top 5, weird, strange quirks about ourselves.
Is number 1 for you that I do a weekly podcast?
Believe it or not, that didn't even make the top 5.
So it's a top 5 list. It's not like this is number 1 versus number 5, just 5 things.
Yeah, I don't know if any one of these is crazier than the other.
But Jay, tell me what's weird about you.
Let's see. First one is, I don't know if like your wife likes to go into the bathroom while you're in there. But like my girlfriend likes to come in sometimes when I'm peeing, and I just can't deal with that. And like I can't go. Like it weirds me out, and I have to. I have to stop.
She watches you pee.
No, like she'll like brush her teeth or do something.
She'll brush her teeth while you're taking a dump or peeing.
Peeing. Or else, yeah, if it was a dump, then we would have to do a top 5 on her.
That I don't think I could possibly do that. She does not come in when I'm using the facilities. If I'm brushing my teeth, she comes in. But first of all, actually, we're lucky enough in our new apartment we have separate bathrooms.
Well, not everyone is Richie Rich like you. Separate bathrooms.
But in most of the other apartments we lived in, we've only had one bathroom, and I don't think that would be a really weird time in our relationship if she came in there when I peed.
Yeah, I can't do it. That's one of my things. I need my private space and vice versa. If I'm brushing my teeth and she's like, "Oh, I got to pee real quick," I'll run out of the room.
Yeah, no, I don't. I do not want to. Like, my theory is my wife does not do any kind of extraction from her bowels.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's been times where she's showering and I'm like, I need to pee, but I'll just wait till she gets out of the bathroom.
Yep, I do the same thing.
Yeah, I'll make sure she leaves the bathroom. I just cannot do that. I actually think it would be weirder if you were like, I like to do that.
Yeah.
Cat, come in here. I can't pee until you're brushing your teeth.
Okay, so maybe I'm not as crazy on that one. She thinks I'm crazy for like freaking out so bad.
Do you freak out or you can't go?
Well, I get annoyed. Like I get pissed off. I'm like, well, now I can't go. Like get out of the room.
Is this something where you can't go now for another 15 minutes?
No, just until I'm alone again.
Yeah, I just wouldn't want... Like, I think she's totally wrong.
Okay. All right. I'm not alone on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. So my first weird quirk is part of my eating habits. I am a weird eater.
Okay.
One of my favorite dishes is black beans. I love black beans. And how I make it, I put black beans, I microwave it. I'll put some sour cream on there. I'll put some salsa, a little bit of hot sauce, and I'll have it on a tortilla. Mm-hmm. Doesn't sound so weird yet, right?
Right.
I have that at least 5 nights a week.
Really?
I eat that. Yeah, at a time, I order 100 cans of black beans from the store. I have it almost every night or every other night. There have been days where I've had black beans twice in a day, like for lunch and dinner.
You never put it over rice?
I sometimes will put rice on there. Well, I'll put rice in there and mix it up and pour it in the tortillas. Or if I have like some chicken, I'll put some chicken in there. I don't oppose to putting things in there, but the basic thing is always the black beans on with some sour cream and some salsa in tortillas. and I have it all the time.
That's interesting.
It takes like 3 minutes to prepare. Mm-hmm. It's tasty. It's pretty healthy. I use non-fat sour cream. Mm-hmm. Salsa's good, fine for you. Hot sauce is not bad for you. The tortillas are fine. And like literally, like you come to our place and you'll see like a whole closet full of just black beans.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah,
I mean, I have that, just not nearly as often.
I have it like literally almost all the time. And the nights when like my wife will be like, "Let's make dinner." I'm like, I kind of want to have black beans. She's like, "You had black beans last night." I know, and the night before. I know, but I really want to have them tonight.
That's pretty funny. And
she's like, "You had them for lunch. How do you want?" Yeah, I just really like black beans a lot.
I'm assuming she doesn't join you in the black
She doesn't mind black beans. It's not the worst thing for her. She's like fine. Like she doesn't have the way. She'll have some black beans, but it's not really like a big thing for her. Mm-hmm. And she thinks I am the oddest person alive. I have black beans. Like no joke, 4 to 5 times a week. I have that at least. And there probably have been weeks where I've had it every night.
That's funny.
My wife used to like her job. She used to like work late, and then like she'd always have dinner at work, so it was easy. I would just make it myself. Mm-hmm. But now like she doesn't work late anymore, and I still will just insist on having them. Like she's like, "Oh, let's have dinner again." I'm like, "Okay, you make something for yourself. I'm making black beans."
My number 4 is kind of a weird eating quirk too. When I have food, I like to bite whatever it is in half and just see what the inside looks like. But I'll do that even if it's something tiny, like with mac and cheese. I'll just bite like one little macaroni in half, and then
you bite an individual macaroni. What do you think you're going to see inside?
I don't know. It's a weird habit, and I do that for like everything, just for the first bite to see what it looks like.
Do you do that when you eat combos?
I hate combos.
Oh, because that would be like you actually have like the something in the middle.
Right? Yeah. I guess with the.
How do you hate combos?
I don't know. I think they're so gross.
It's pretzel and cheese in the middle.
The cheese is like this weird, gross cheese. I'm
not saying it's healthy. I'm just saying it's tasty.
I think it's terrible.
Really?
Yeah, I've never, ever liked combos. Maybe that should be my number 4. I hate combos.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, no. Even as a kid, I always hated combos.
Dear combos, you should make a tasty product instead of combos. We don't understand your criticism, actually. Most of middle America loves our product.
Dear combos, you should make Twix because those are delicious.
I tried a Kit Kat. If you've tried a Kit Kat, you know what something actually tastes good tastes like.
Yeah. All right, so what's your number 4?
Number 4. Sticking to weird food. Mm-hmm. Well, weird habits, weird things. Something I own. I own a snow cone maker.
Yeah, that is a little weird. I mean, how often do you use it?
I don't ever freaking use it. I don't know why I bought this stupid thing. It seemed like such a good idea.
Have you used it once?
I've used it, I was like, you know what? I used to love making snow cones. I remember to have that Snoopy snow cone when I was a kid, and I missed that so much. I went on Amazon and bought a snow cone maker, and I may have used it like 4 or 5 times. Really found out it wasn't that exciting or that much fun, and it's been like just stored in my closet ever since.
A lot of those things sound really fun, and then you realize it's really just not worth the effort. Like ice cream makers. It takes like an hour, and it's like it's still not as good as Ben & Jerry's.
Ice cream I don't really understand either because it's never going to be that good.
Yeah, all those things. You know, you make your own bread. It's like, all right, that took 3 hours, and it's still not as good as bakery bread.
Have you ever made your own ice cream?
Once.
How'd it come out?
It was decent, but I mean, it was like the evening, you know. Like that was it.
It took us 6 hours to make ice cream. Boy, was it worth it.
I mean, all those things, it's like it takes half the night and you're exhausted afterwards.
What did you put in it?
I don't even remember. I mean, obviously there was like sugar and milk or maybe like cream or something. I don't even remember. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, that's also one of the products you're like, I could just go to the store and get ice cream. This is a really simple product to buy.
Yeah. It's not like it's this extravagant, expensive thing either.
Yeah. And you're not like, if you have like kids, you're like, oh, guess what, kids? I can make you ice cream every night now so you guys will be big and fat and die young.
Either that or you could just make it healthy and it'll taste like crap.
I mean, can you make healthy ice cream, though, with the ice cream maker?
I mean, I guess you could make that frozen yogurt stuff.
It's probably not. It's probably, because I would imagine the ice cream maker is only, like, set for you making, like, really fat stuff. Because the frozen yogurt stuff is, like, they have some chemicals they're not selling you.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm sure there's some hippie that figured out how to make tofu into ice cream.
Yeah.
I feel like this tofu is now every single food on the planet.
I kind of like the frozen. I like frozen yogurt though, like Ben and Jerry's frozen yogurt. I like that as well as much as I like any ice creams from Ben and Jerry's.
As much?
Yeah, probably more. Actually, I never buy Ben and Jerry's ice cream. I only buy its yogurt.
All right, there's your number 3.
We realized like when my kid gets older, he's gonna be like, "What's ice cream? I only know what frozen yogurt is."
And then he's gonna murder you.
He's not gonna have like low fat, like weird ass products in his household. He'd be like, "My dad eats beans every night. I've never even heard of ice cream."
All right, my number 3. I have to start everything from the very beginning, which may make sense for...
Let's start from the very beginning. The Mary Poppins song.
Yeah. It may make sense for things, you know, like Dexter, where it builds on itself, but I'll do that for everything. Like, I can't watch one episode of, like, a sitcom without starting all the way from
You're like, hang on,
1.
I need to start from the beginning. I don't understand really what you're saying. So this guy lives with these 2 girls, and the landlord thinks he's gay. I don't get it. I need the origins.
I do that for everything. Like comics, there was like an issue of Avengers I wanted to read, and it was like in the 200s. And I started from issue 1 and read all the way up to that issue. And like when I listen to music, I'll start with like the band's first album and go through an order through their whole discography. Like I have to start everything from the very beginning.
So like a show like Growing Pains, could you watch an episode or you have to watch from the beginning?
I mean, if I wanted to, if it was most of the time, I would start from the beginning. If it was a show I know I would never watch again, I'd probably get through the middle episode. But if I think there's any time ever that I'm gonna like end up watching like a whole season of the show, I won't be able to watch like a middle episode.
What about in church? You're like, hey, I don't even remember how this Jesus guy came about. Can we start over?
I'm not going to go until you get back to Genesis again.
I am obsessed with wearing sandals. Any day. Hello?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay. Any day, I don't know what the audio is messing with me. Any day where it's remotely not freezing out, I will wear sandals if I can.
I don't like sandals on guys.
Well, I'm not trying to date you.
Touche.
I just think they're so comfortable, and I wear them all the time. My wife has to be like, it's December, you can't wear sandals anymore. And I'm like, I don't see why not. It's a kind of a mildly day out.
I can see that. Like, I'm always barefoot in the apartment.
Yeah, I also be barefoot. Like, I'm even barefoot at work sometimes, or in sandals at work.
You can wear sandals at work?
Yeah, my job's better than yours.
Oh, you're a son of a bitch.
I can wear whatever I want. I can wear, like, T-shirt, jeans.
You know I have to pay to wear jeans?
That's the worst. What is it, like every, like, some sort of charity thing or something?
Yep, donate $5 to charity on select Fridays, and I could wear jeans.
The worst part, though, is if you don't wear jeans and you look like a cheap fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you didn't want to donate to charity? It's like, or I forgot. I did that once. I was so pissed off.
You should be like, they should be like, here's 25, I'm wearing assless chaps.
Yeah. My number 2. I'm losing track here.
Yeah.
I hate pooping so much that I actually get physically angry every time I have to do it.
What? You get angry at yourself for going to the bathroom every day?
I'm not angry at myself. I'm angry at the fact that I have to do it. Because I hate it. And sneezing. Sneezing. I'm equally annoyed with sneezing.
Your parents fucked you up majorly.
I don't
when you're
like
a baby,
it.
you're pooping, your mom's like, what are you doing? You're ruining our household.
There's nothing pleasant about it.
You know your dad drinks because you poop.
The whole process is just, I don't know. I don't like it.
You know, I prefer if it's a nice, like a really big one, I feel lighter. I feel like I could go dancing afterwards. You don't ever feel that way? You like just take a huge one and you like look down. You're like, oh man, I accomplished something there.
I feel like I have to find the nearest shower and bathe myself.
I'm like, my pants feel lighter on me now. I could be on like a Jenny Craig commercial.
Yeah, no, I just don't enjoy it.
I feel like Jared.
The only time I enjoy it, every once in a while, you get that clean shit where like you take a shit and then there's like nothing on the toilet paper.
Your show jumped the shark when you started talking about taking a clean shit.
Clean shits are fun though.
That was the end of your show. The wet one is not fun for anyone.
No, it's not.
My next one. So this is maybe a more recent one, but if my baby spits up all over my T-shirt, I'll just wipe some of the spit off and just wear the T-shirt for the rest of the day. Might wear it out also.
You know, if that happened enough, I could see just being like, you know what? I'm always just going to have barf on my shirt.
Yeah, I mean, especially if he throws up, if he poops on me even. But I'm like, I'm going to the gym. I'll just keep wearing it. Whatever. Who's going to notice at the gym?
Does baby barf smell though?
So there's two kinds of things he does. He'll do spit up, which can be either like he sometimes like leaves the milk in his mouth for a while, and it's really not like it's just never really been swallowed.
Okay.
Or something like or just went down and just came back up. And it doesn't really like smell at all. Or it's something that like it's been digested and it comes up as like curdled milk, and then it smells like curdled milk.
Yeah, that's the one I would not be able to leave the shirt on for.
Yeah, and so I'll be like sitting around and be like, wow, my shirt really reeks, but he's asleep now, and I'm watching Dexter, so I'm just going to leave it as is.
Wow. Yeah, no, I can't go that far.
Or I'm like, I'm going to the gym anyhow. I'm going to smell the gym anyhow. Who's going to smell me at the gym?
I have no tolerance for barf smells.
I don't really care how disgusting it gets. I mean, I'm just like too tired to like, it's less laundry, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I guess I am kind of disgusting in that realm.
All right, I cannot open up books when I get if I get a book, I can't open it up all the way because I don't like breaking the spine. So I'll just open up a book like a crack, and I'll read an entire novel that way, like just barely opening up the book. So it's still.
Are you planning on selling these?
No, that's the thing. I just don't like having books that look old. I know that's a very strange one, and I don't know why I do it because I don't sell. I've never sold a book that sometimes I'll give them away afterwards. I just don't like having broken looking books. Maybe we could put. You know what we could do? Have a survey after this, and see if our listeners will vote on who needs therapy more. Because I don't know. I'm pretty messed up, but you're pretty messed up too, man. Yeah, we're both pretty crazy. Like, that's freaking weird. I won't open the freaking spine of the book. Yeah. It's a book. I know. They make lots of them. Don't like breaking the spine. I can understand if it was like, if you, like the book, you had got the book from like Gutenberg, like off the press. Like it was the first one or something like that. The funny thing is, I've been doing this since I was like a toddler because my dad was telling me, he saw me like peeking through a book last time I was home and he was laughing. He said, when I was a toddler, he was reading me a kid's book and he like flipped, the front pages behind the back of the book. You know what I mean? Kind of like folded the book in half. And even at like 3 years old, I like took his hand and moved it and like spread the book back out. Wow. So I've been like that. You were quite an anal child. Yeah, seriously. You hated pooping. You couldn't freaking open the books. Yeah, nothing's really changed. You're really bizarre. I don't know. I'm sorry we did this top 5 list. I don't know if I can talk to you anymore. The show's over. My next one is I get really proud of having things for really long periods of time. Like I wear glasses to work, and when I don't wear my contacts, I wear glasses. My glasses, I just celebrated the 10th anniversary of having these glasses. I'm so excited that they would last me 10 years, and hopefully they last me another 10 years. I have a T-shirt, one of my favorite T-shirts to wear at night. I got my junior year of high school, and I tell my wife how I'm going to pass it down to my son when he's older, and she tells me I'm retarded. And my sandals, when I buy a pair of sandals, they cost. I get the what kind of sandals do I get?
What are those popular sandals called that I'm spacing on?
Crocs?
No, I'm not someone that doesn't open a book all the way. What's the other kind that's really popular?
Doc Martens.
No.
I know nothing about sandals.
Do you not wear sandals at all?
Not often, and the ones I do, I don't know the names of.
Birkenstock, yeah. Okay. So Birkenstocks tend to be expensive, but they're like $120, $130 for a pair of Birkenstock. But I will wear them for a minimum of 5 years before getting a new pair.
Now, do you keep track of these things? Like, do you have like a pair of socks that you know that are like 5 years old?
No, I mean, I don't have I don't write them down like any diary or anything. But I have a general sense of how old things are, and I refuse to get anything new until they're completely worn out.
No, I do that with most of my clothes too. I don't know, maybe it's a guy thing, but I mean, my t-shirts and boxers and socks literally have to fall apart before I get rid of them. I
also I have a little bit of cold, so I use a tea bag. I was making tea, and I used the tea bag 4 times. My wife's like, "We can afford more tea bags. What are you doing?"
All right, that's weird. Doesn't that not work after the second time?
I just need some hot water to clear my throat. Really.
Okay. Yeah, because I really don't think it's doing anything after the second time.
I agree. I don't think it does anything on the first time either, though. Mm. It's like hot water with a slight tint of a flavor.
Okay. All right, so we're maniacs. That was our top 5.
We're really weird. I also love Italian ice, though I haven't done as much. But I used to have a freezer full of Mario's frozen Italian ices, chocolate flavor only.
All right.
That was another weird thing in my eating habit. And there's a place called Ralph's Italian Ices, which
you
I have
were
in
telling
Long
me
Island.
about that.
Yeah, and that actually, the day of my wedding, I took a bunch of people to go to Ralph's Italian Ices before I got married.
Nice.
I was like, we had to kill time. I'm like, let's get some Italian ice.
All right, so you want to take a quick break, and then we'll come back with the last part of our show?
Sure.
All right, we'll be right back.
Let's cut to the chase. I'm DJ, and I do a little something called the Greenlight Show. Now, I want you to be a fan of the show, so I'm making you listen to this sample. And these girls, they think, oh, as long as I show off my tits, I'm fat. I'll wear this skin-tight shirt and show off all my tits.
Yeah, I see that.
That'll look real good.
I see that a lot, actually, and it's rather disgusting.
And I've heard these girls, they'll say stuff like, well, you're looking.
Yeah, because I want to throw up.
Yeah, just because I'm looking at your enormous exposed tits, that doesn't mean I like them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like driving by a car wreck, if I were to see a 6-year-old boy's head smashed and run over by an SUV, just because I can't look away, that doesn't mean I like the way it looks. I went to go see Toy Story 3.
My bad.
I don't mean to spoil the movie for anybody, but Andy dies.
Does he get AIDS?
Andy gets AIDS in Toy Story 3. From a gay orgy, he got drunk. He went up to...
At college.
The plot of this is, it shows Andy leaving his parents in the beginning, his mom's house.
Yeah, his single mom.
Where the fuck is Andy's dad?
His mom's a single mom.
So the opening scene is just Andy going, "Man, here, Mom, fuck off!" And Andy drives off to his college.
Smoking weed.
Andy gets to college, and the first thing, he opens the door to his new apartment. And his roommates, who he's never met, are in there. They go, "Hey, Andy, rub this on your tongue." Andy starts fucking all these dudes. It's a big, giant orgy.
Wow.
It's like gays and lesbos and normals, and they're all just intertwined fucking.
That's weird.
And then Woody shows up, but it's not Woody. It's Andy's dick with a cowboy hat on it. And he goes, "Check out my Woody!" If you like what you hear, head on over to greenlightshow.com. You can find out everything about the show right from the homepage. greenlightshow.com. See you there.
I need a garage door opener for my balls.
What the fuck?
I don't like the smell that usually forms down there if I go for a couple days without washing.
I'm proud of you.
It smells like onions wrapped in asshole.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Hey, Dad, remember that one time I got that cock stuck in my ass?
He just went over legs and arms.
in a truck not too hard to locate, featuring painted images of a peeled banana, the exposed pot shaped like a condom, and a shirtless man saying, "I protect myself." Do you?
What kind of fucking question is this? I'm the host of the show, and I get put down on every episode.
I love you, Tim.
John is a man of God.
Shed his precious blood.
Shed his precious blood.
And died.
And died.
Oh, my sin. And now the three guys that taught your mom that thing you like. It's Minor Detail.
MinorDetailPodcast.com.
Okay, we're back.
So I want to talk. We've kind of moved away from the TV shows, but there's one TV show I wanted to talk about, The Walking Dead, which is. It went from having a fantastic first season to having an equally terrible second season. It was kind of like Caddyshack and Caddyshack Part 2.
Yeah, it was like, I know they lost the director after the first season, but my God, I didn't know he had that much influence over what happened on the show.
It really... So the last episode happened, and on the
I guess
last episode...
Spoiler alert, I guess, if you haven't watched it yet, although this episode will probably come out like a month after the final episode. So.
Spoiler alert, the show sucks. The last episode, they found out basically as the season progressed that in the barn, the old dude was keeping old zombies because he thinks they could be cured, and the crazy police officer breaks the zombies free and starts shooting them all.
Yeah, pretty
and
much.
then you find out the little girl wasn't lost all that time, but she was a zombie, and they shoot the little girl.
Now, that might not have been bad had that been like 2 or 3 episodes. The fact that took an entire half of a season.
First off, if you're going to pick off the zombies, why don't you go to the above? They have an entrance to the barn where you're above everything, and that they were throwing food down to the zombies there. Why don't you go up there and just start picking them off if you're going to really kill them all?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he just kind of he was in a fit of rage, so he wanted to just do it right there, which, okay, I get
I'm in a fit of rage, so I need to release the zombies? That seemed even better if that had gone terribly wrong.
Well,
and the zombies had killed a bunch of people.
He gave the whole speech about how, if you want to fight, prove it, and, if you want to live, prove yourself. I don't know. He said something like that.
I mean, he could have just been like, hey, there are a bunch of zombies in that barn. I'm not going to live here anymore. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
That was the dumbest. And the fact that she was a zombie, why didn't they just tell, didn't the other people know that she was a zombie? Because they had to have fetched her at some point.
Yeah, it's like they're looking for an 8-year-old girl, and there's one 8-year-old girl in the barn. Couldn't they have said, hey, you know about the zombies in the barn. We have one 8-year-old girl. Why don't you go look and see if that's her?
Yeah. We're looking for her every day.
Right. 2 people almost died looking for her, right?
Yeah. Also, how does the zombie get caught? How did they capture the zombies in the first place? I missed that thing where they're by the water where the zombie gets stuck.
Yeah.
How does the zombie get stuck?
I don't know how a zombie got stuck, but even if it's not stuck, it looked like they had one of those, sticks with, a hook on the end that I guess you use for, cattle or whatever.
Yeah, I understood how they brought them over. Because the zombie can only go as far as the stick will let them.
Well, yeah, in the episodes where the zombies walk and don't sprint after you, because apparently they can't make up their mind whether the zombies sprint or they can just stumble around.
I mean, I understand the guy wanted to keep his wife and son there because he thought maybe they could cure my wife and son. But why are we taking in random zombies?
Because they're people. I mean, even all that, I understand all that. I just don't get wasting 6 hours looking for the girl, and then they find her and she's a zombie and they shoot her in the head, and then they're like, oh, we're going to take 3 months off because so much happened. We need to take 3 months off now.
Only reason I agree with them taking 3 months off is that by the time the new season starts, you will not associate how bad that last season was with the new season.
Unless they go right back to it.
And look, It was terrible. That whole story arc with looking for the girl. It was. I hated the entire season. The last episode, the big finale, the release of the zombies, was a terrible climax.
Yep. And I know I keep saying it, but in the comic, it was actually a pretty cool scene.
So in how did it end in the comic?
All right. Well, that whole time in the show, they're not looking for the girl because she's not lost. She's actually with them all. They're there for like a day or two. The thing with Glenn, the Asian guy who hooks up with the farmer's daughter, that did happen. And then they find out about the thing. Rick gets into an argument with the old guy. That did happen. And then I think they found a couple more stray zombies, and they go to put them in the barn. And one of the zombies happened to be like, right by the door. So he kind of stumbled out as they were trying to put the other zombie in. So that the door got jammed open and all the zombies came out, and they killed one or two people. I think that might be actually how Otis died. And then a couple people died. They got into an argument. They ended up having to kill the zombies, but then they decided they got to move on because this guy's nuts, and they found it really wasn't safe there. So most of the group leaves. I think Glenn might stay with the farmer's daughter, but all this is 2 issues of the comic, though. It doesn't take 7 episodes for that to happen.
Speaking of Otis, how Otis dies is what's the other guy's name? The crazy
Shane.
So Shane shoots Otis, and he comes back. No one expects that. No one assumes that Shane shot Otis.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone just he tells them the zombies ate him. Makes sense to them. But that one old dude, who's that old dude that questioned him about it?
What's his name? I know who you're talking about.
This is great for listeners. He's questioning Shane about your story wasn't very straight about how he died. What do you mean how he died? We're fighting zombies. Zombies are everywhere. It makes sense that zombies ate him. He was big and fat and couldn't move very fast.
Yeah, that would have been a good excuse.
Yeah, you didn't have to give a whole explanation of how the zombies ate him. Oh, what do you mean? What provoked the zombies? He was big and fat. That's what provoked them.
Dale was his name.
Dale. Oh god, I hate that character I hate Dale character so much.
He is one of the coolest characters in the comic too.
Oh god, they're all so bad. They need the old director back. They should pay him a lot of money to come back.
It's crazy because in the comic, Andrea's awesome, Dale's awesome, and whoever the black guy is, I think he's supposed to be a different black guy from the comic, who's actually awesome, but he's this badass guy, and in the show he just hurts his own arm, and then he hangs out in the background for the whole season.
Oh god, what happens next on the comic book?
Next, they find a jail.
Okay.
And that leads into the best bunch of stories in the whole run of the comic. But they have to meet this other girl, or else the whole thing is just not going to work. So I don't know. Hopefully they leave and they meet that girl on the way to the jail, or else they're going to change it around and it's going to be stupid.
What's the deal with the girl?
The girl ends up they go to the jail. I'm just going to give the really short version of it. They go to a jail, and then they see a helicopter crash, so they go to find out if there were any survivors, and they find out there's another camp of humans, and that group actually captures a few of them, including the girl, and the girl ends up getting raped and beaten for 6 straight days, and then she escapes and tortures the guy who was raping her beyond belief, and then they go back to the jail, and then the guy actually survives, and there's a big war between the two groups of humans.
So everything you're saying sounds pretty interesting, so I doubt it'll be on the show.
It was so awesome, and I doubt they're going to do any of that.
Yeah, that's never going to be on the show.
Nope.
Great.
Yeah.
Hey Jay, didn't you used to have a website called Brunchaholics?
I still do. It hasn't been updated in about 6 months. Yeah.
Why is it no longer? It seemed like a great idea. Every week, Jay and a bunch of his crew would go get brunch and write reviews on brunch on the website. And people would read the reviews, and there were contests, and it looked like it was taking off.
Yeah, it kind of was. And then everyone decided to get all sketchy.
What happened? How'd it go down? What was the end of it?
Well, one girl decided to register the company as a business, but only put her name on. So I wasn't a huge fan of that.
She registered as, like, incorporated it?
Yeah. But conveniently left 7 names off.
Because it was a big moneymaker, and she needed to make sure we had a way to avoid liability.
Yeah, this is what I don't get. Like, the site wasn't bringing in any money. It's, you know, it pulled in, like, as much traffic as, like, you know, the Brink site does. It's, you know.
We need to incorporate.
Yeah. So then this other guy gets mad about it, and he's like, well, I drew up a contract that I want everyone to sign. But he had cut out 4 out of the 8 people. So it wasn't 7 out of 8, but he had still cut out 4 out of 8 people in the group.
So he left people off the contract. He was like, well, only a certain amount of people get to be on the contract.
Yeah, the people who he thought did enough. And, of course, he had the highest percentage. I was like, well, why do you have the highest? He's like, because I'm going to do all this stuff. I'm like, so you're going to get the highest percentage for stuff that you say you're going to do in the future but haven't actually done yet. Awesome.
So one person was trying to basically come up with a structure, a legal structure to avoid all the lawsuits that are going to happen. Mm-hmm. The other person is trying to divvy up, basically a big coup and take all the percentage of $0 you guys are going to make.
Yeah, so I was like, if this is the way
I want 60% of nothing.
I was like, if this is the way it's going down before we actually make any money, can you imagine if the site actually blew up and started pulling in money?
You're like, if you want your 60%, how about you pay for the website?
Yeah.
How about you pay for the brunches?
It was crazy. So,
what was in this? What was in this? Like this make believe contract?
I didn't even get to see it. Nobody saw it. He was the only one who saw it.
Oh, because that'd be a great thing to read on the air. The contract.
I know. I want to get my hands on it. I'm sure it was amazing.
How we're gonna divvy up the millions from Brunchaholic?
I know.
No one's ever thought of going to brunch and writing a review about it. We will be billionaires overnight. Screw you, Facebook. We're taking over.
Except Jay, because I'm cutting him out.
Only I get to speak on the day of our IPO.
When we win the Nobel Peace Prize, because everyone in the world is eating brunch.
I get to do the brunch between Palestine and Israel that brings peace.
Yeah, so that ended. I couldn't deal with that anymore. It was too much. I still.
Was there any other? What happened to the other people? They all weird. Also, or the only 2 weird things.
Yeah, that was pretty much the only 2. I mean, like everyone else basically also got fed up and just wanted to not be in it. It was, it was just ridiculous. Like I don't get why you got to be like that.
I'm bringing up a contract for all of us, and you're like, I put your email to spam. Now all your emails go to my spam file, so I never have to see them again. Your website, though, like, it has all these cities. Like, so it's in New York City, in Brooklyn, Manhattan, Queens, Westchester, New Jersey. But it's also in Austin. It's in Boulder, Colorado. It's in D.C. It has the weather report.
Yeah, and we were about to all open San Fran and Boston and another city, but then it. Yeah, we were spreading out throughout the whole country, but then I got too angry and had to end.
Paul, what is your favorite brunch drink?
It was actually getting a lot of buzz for a while, but
well, what is your favorite brunch drink?
Bellini.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm an ardent supporter of Bloody Mary.
Yeah?
That is the perfect brunch drink, I think.
Isn't that like V8 with vodka in it?
Isn't Bellini like orange juice mixed with gay?
Kind of.
Yeah, but so it is like a V8 basically, but like it's hotter. It has like very spicy,
right?
And it has a lot of vodka in it.
I gotta try that. I think I only had one like a long time ago.
You have to have a good. It does taste like tomato juice to a certain extent, but like it's really, you have to have one that gets really spicy. Mm-hmm. It makes it really good. I don't know. Bellini, what is that? It's orange juice and champagne,
and like peach schnapps or something like that.
Oh, is peach not your pet word for male semen?
We went to one place and they had this shot called the Punisher.
Yeah.
And they said if you could hold it down, basically, then your whole meal is free.
Wow.
And I said, well, how, like, I'm thinking about taking this. Like, how is it? And the waiter goes, it'll ruin your whole day.
What was in the shot?
It was, like, basically marinating in, like, 100 habanero peppers.
Oy.
Yeah, he said it was beyond ridiculous. And there's videos of people, if you look up, like, The Punisher on YouTube, there's videos of just people, like, drinking it and throwing up instantly. So, yeah, I decided not to go for that.
I was in Israel on there was like the Birthright Israel trip.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of that? Like they send Jews to Israel for free. It's pretty cool. And so there's this girl there who was talking about like, oh, you have to do this. There's like some kind of weird shot, and I don't remember the name of the shot, but it had something like a Blue Angel, some kind of very like girlish name. And she was dying to do us to all do the shot, and I was like, okay, yeah, sure. She wants to do the shot. Let's all do the shot. And then, like, it turns out we do the shot. She, like, sips a little of it. I do the whole shot. And I realized really fast why she sipped a little of it. It was, like, 90 proof. Mm-hmm. And I basically was, like, in contortions trying not to throw up for, like, 15 minutes straight. And she's like, oh, you're not supposed to actually do the whole shot. I'm like, why didn't you tell me that 10 minutes ago when I wasn't about to, like, make a terrible decision?
90 isn't that much. Vodka's 80.
No, maybe it wasn't 90. Maybe it was like 150. And there's like maybe like 80% or 90%.
Oh yeah, it was like that 151.
Yeah, no, it was like higher proof than 151. It was like as bad.
Yeah.
Though I once for my friend's birthday, just to be a complete jackass, or I thought it was funny. I told him it was a shot. It was like a mixed shot, but it was 151.
Oh Jesus!
He threw right up.
I can imagine. Any drink that has a flame guard on the bottle is not a shooting drink.
He was a bunch of drinks in, and I just thought it was really funny to do.
I almost wasn't able to do the show today, actually.
Why?
Because my bathroom was filled with shit.
You're supposed to flush. That like relieves.
I did. And the water usually goes down, right? That's how the toilet. Yeah, went backwards.
So your toilet was clogged. You're saying?
I guess, like, yeah. It was something wrong with the plumbing because, like I flushed when it was just pee, like a half hour before, and it barely like flushed, which should have been my first hint to like do something about it.
Did you do the plunger?
Yeah, I had one of these cheap ass plungers that is basically just like a stick with a piece of plastic on it. It did absolutely nothing. How'd
you fix it?
I actually ran to a hardware store and I found like a real plunger.
Oh yeah,
but
that is like, I think if I was a plumber, I'd quit on the first day of the job.
I don't know how people do it. I mean, it was my own bathroom and I almost threw up.
Yeah, it's really like if I walked into someone else's bathroom and they're like, "I'm paying you a lot of money," I'd be like, "I quit."
Yeah.
Hire an illegal immigrant for this. I'm out.
I really respect those people after that. I'm
like, this is the job that Americans don't want to do.
Yeah.
The Punisher shot at Mojave, people are doing it.
Yeah.
And YouTube.
Yeah, that's it. Mojave. That was a place we reviewed before we broke up. Mark is watching people throw up trying to do the Punisher shot. I'm kind of tempted to try it, but it would probably have to be like, I don't know if it's better to do it on an empty stomach or to do it after you eat so it can sit on something.
I think you do it, you have to eat something and have to have like had a drink before. It can't be your first drink.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm sure there's a strategy to it. So SantaCon is this weekend. So
is this coming weekend?
Yeah. So I'll have SantaCon stories for next show.
That'd be pretty awesome.
It'll be my 8th and final SantaCon.
SantaCon, you said it's getting lame.
It's getting lame. I don't want to sound like a hipster and be like, well, I was there before it was cool.
I remember when it was cool back in my day. We wore real Santa outfits, not this crap you guys buy from the store.
Well, let's put it this way. My first one, there was basically for people who don't know, it was all day long bar crawl where everyone is dressed up as Santa or like another Christmas character, and it's just mayhem. I mean, people just go nuts from like 10 in the morning until like all hours of the night. And the first year there was like 200 people, which is it's enough people where it's hilarious, but everyone could fit into like one bar, and you spent the whole day with the same people, and it was just fun. And last year there was 10,000 people.
Jesus.
Yeah. So it's you can't coordinate with that many people. It's just a mess.
Okay, so it's not really that much fun anymore.
No, it's just like last year they're just like everyone go to the West Village, and like every bar and restaurant in a 10-block radius was packed to capacity, and but so packed it's just crowded and not fun and annoying.
Yeah.
So it's too big. And this year there's probably going to be about 20,000 people because it more than doubles every year. So this will be my last one. I'm going to retire.
I thought it was a good idea to do, wanted to do it, and never have done it. I'll probably never do it.
The first 4 years I did it, it was like amazing, and then it's gotten progressively worse since.
Well, the first time someone told me about it, they were like, you dress up as Santa, and you get drunk, you get wasted throughout the day and go to different bars. Like, oh, that's cool. And you're like, yeah, so like, what do I have to do? Just get a Santa costume. It's like, it's a lot of effort. And that was the extent of it.
Yeah, the first time I wasn't sure it was going to be cool, so I just went there without a Santa suit, and I realized how awesome it was, and then I ran to a costume store and got it, and then met back up.
I mean, it does sound like it would be a fun day. I absolutely think so. But now you told me it's already lame, so there's no reason to jump on the bandwagon now.
Well, plus with that many people, there's also a lot of amateurs, meaning like people who can't handle their liquor.
Yeah.
So there's just like a lot of sloppy people, and those guys.
Those guys. Me like 5 years ago. So that's this Saturday?
Yeah.
I got you one beat. I will be at a 2-year-old's birthday party.
Oh, jeez.
It's actually my nephew, so I'm excited.
You're like...
That's where I am in life.
You're a party animal.
You're dressing like Santa, getting wasted. I'm like, yeah, second birthday party.
Wedding last weekend versus 2-year-old birthday party next weekend.
Hell yeah. Then we have another kid's birthday, 1-year-old birthday party like the week after that.
Oh, boy. You got to settle down.
Birthdays and all this crazy stuff. Okay, I think we have a show. We've done a show.
I think we have done the show. That is our show. 631-676-1181 is the phone number. Give us top 5 ideas if you want a promo code for our iPhone app. And subscribe on iTunes. What else? Facebook group. Join the Facebook group.
If you want to know what it's like to be a new dad, check out my site, newdaddyhood.wordpress.com. If you want to know what it's like, I don't know. If you want to listen to our show and tell your friends about it, that'd be good too.
Yeah, that would. And so we are Brink of Sanity on Twitter.
Yes, we are.
No, we are not. We are Nick of Sanity. I changed it for our Nick's podcast, and I was going to change it back, and somebody actually took Brink of Sanity. Piece of shit.
We got to buy that from them. That's probably valuable real estate.
So that's Nick of Sanity with a K. God damn it.
I think our Nick site's going to take off more than our Brink site, anyhow.
It is already, so.
It's a more popular, better. It's because it has like a topic, a focused topic.
Yep.
Like we're this Brink of Sanity is kind of like Occupy Wall Street. We have no real purpose. Versus Nick's site is kind of like
we have a goal. We achieve that goal.
Yeah, Nick of Sanity is like our Nick site is kind of like we're Wall Street. We know what we're doing. We're going to crush anyone to get there.
Yeah. That's sad. On that terrible, sad note, we'll be back in a few days with more things.
Yeah. Oh well.
Goodbye.
Bye, love. Goodbye, everybody. It's all over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye. Go away. I'm gonna leave you. It's the end. Goodbye.
We're getting real bitter on this show.
We are?
Think so. Think so. It also doesn't help that we alternate between like really funny and really terrible episodes.
Sorry, we kind of just went downhill there at the end of the episode.
Yeah.